All right, I think we are recording. All right, Springfield's Rock Station Q102. I'm Leslie, and I have a special guest today. I've got Billy Morrison. Hey, what's
Hello,
up?
mate. How are you? Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for taking the time today.
Yeah,
So, for those who might not know, you are Billy Idol's rhythm guitarist, and you've also been with the Cult, which is one of my favorite bands.
yeah,
And I
one
might
of
have
mine
seen,
too.
yeah, I might have seen you at Rocklahoma too. So that's really awesome. And you've also had a few acting roles, which I think is kind of interesting. That's pretty cool. And I'm gonna have to go back to watch Californication because I think I missed you there.
I think it's blink and you'll miss me.
Oh,
I mean, no, I was a guest star on one episode of Californication. I do love acting. I don't get to do enough of it.
oh, do you
You
want to
know,
do more?
I would love to do more. The thing is, I'm obviously very busy
Mhm.
and don't really have time to be doing the whole Hollywood audition thing. So it's
Right.
really when a director or a producer calls me and says, "We would like you for this part."
Okay.
But
Yes.
yeah, I would love to do more acting.
Well, hopefully you'll get that call here pretty soon.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, let's talk about your Morrison project. So this was released last year,
Yeah.
and you've got a stellar cast of characters on this album. You got Al Jurgensen from Ministry. What was it like to work with him?
So I'm going to stop you there. I'm going to explain.
Oh,
This album, I didn't know I was making an album. I was just making music in COVID, right?
mhm.
And at some point, I started singing myself on songs. And as you know, on that album, I sing 6 of the 12 songs.
Right.
And at that point, it was, I mean, I could have sung all 12 songs on the record, but I was trying to serve the song, not my ego, so to speak. And it was clear that, let's take that song as an example, Al Jurgensen was the only person that would really sound perfect on that because the riff is a Ministry riff. So
Yeah.
Al is a friend of mine. He's in my Rolodex. I've worked with Ministry multiple times. So I called him. He said, no problem. It happened. That's the same for every guest. I didn't go through managers or agents, and I definitely didn't sit down and go, how many famous people can I get on this record?
Right.
This was all my friends just saying yes to me going, can you sing on this or can you play guitar on this? So it was a much more organic and easy feeling to do that.
Yeah, when you're doing it with your friends, that just makes it easier, and you're not
Right.
worrying, and you're not stressing out. You're just hanging out with
Exactly.
friends, basically. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
awesome. You got Linda Perry on there from Four Non Blondes. That was exciting for me to see that because she is a fantastic songwriter, fantastic singer.
Yeah,
So,
she's badass, and also she doesn't pop up on everyone's records. She doesn't really do the guest thing too
mhm.
much. So I was extremely honored. I wrote that whole song, the lyric, the melody, all of it, and I thought she was going to pick it apart because she's won a few Grammys in her time,
Right.
and she didn't. She said, "This is a perfect song. I would be honored to sing it as it is. Your lyrics, everything." So that was quite an honor for me.
That's really cool. And another thing too, you got a little bit of everything, or a little bit of something for everybody. You got
Yeah,
Run DMC and Cypress Hill, which, oh my God, those two tracks were it for me. I loved them.
yeah, I'm a huge hip hop fan, and I guess it's me living my hip hop fantasies out. Getting to be in a studio with Cypress Hill and do a rap song with Cypress Hill
Yeah,
is that's me living out my fantasies. And why not? It's my record. I can do what I want.
exactly, exactly. But it's pretty cool when you can mix the rock and the rap together. I
Yeah,
love when bands do that. I think it's
yeah.
fantastic. But let's talk about Gods of Rock and Roll. This is the latest single that we're spinning right now with Ozzy. It's a beautiful song. I love it, but it was released 10 years ago. So, what made you want to redo the whole thing?
Aussie, really. When we did it 10 years ago, it really wasn't going to be well, it wasn't a single. There was no video. There was no hoopla around the song. It was just Ozzy's my best friend. So like we did a song. And at the time, Ozzy said, it's not finished. We need an orchestra. We need a choir. We need this, that, and the other. And I said, I don't have the money for an orchestras and choirs cost money.
Right.
And so it was what it was. It was just an understated song that me and Ozzy wrote. And when Crack Cocaine last year became a massive hit,
Mhm.
Ozzy said to me, you know what would be fantastic is if now you've got an amazing record label behind you and a team of people. Let's try and revisit Gods of Rock and Roll and re-record. 90% of the song was re-recorded, and put the orchestra and put the choir and he said, I'll make a video and let's release it as a single. And so I think Ozzy's happy that finally that song is getting, it sounds as it should sound. It's a huge crossover hit. Everyone loves Ozzy Osbourne, but not everyone loves heavy metal or rock, hard rock. This song transcends that, and I think Ozzy understands that.
Yeah.
So we have our fingers crossed for another hit on
Oh,
that.
I'm sure you're on your way with that one. It's a beautiful song,
Thank
and
you.
I love that it has the orchestral arrangement on it. I love that rock bands are doing that now. I
Yeah.
think what it does, it brings more or a new energy into the song, and I think it might actually expose people who are not experienced with symphonies or orchestras, and it might make them think, let's check out a symphony performance.
I agree. I mean, ask Yngwie Malmsteen, the heavy metal guitar player, about how he was influenced by classical music. You
Mhm.
know, music is it's very pigeonholed. If you just listen to heavy metal, you've got to embrace all types of music, and classical is beautiful. And
Yeah.
Fred Corey, who arranged and recorded the orchestra for us, he did an amazing job.
Yeah, it's absolutely perfect. And you mentioned that there was a choir, but the cool thing about that, it's a high school choir.
Yeah, it's the John Burroughs High School Choir, local high school choir. We wanted to do that Pink Floyd, another brick in the wall type vibe, but just at the end, because we're ramping up the song gradually as it goes. And those girls did an amazing job. We threw the kitchen sink at this version.
Yeah, you did. There's a lot going on with it. But
Really?
going back to the high school choir, though, I think it's important actually because there's a lot of schools that have been on the chopping block for removing the music programs, which sucks. I don't like to hear that all, it's just
Right.
terrible. And do you feel that more artists should reach out to schools to get their music children in there?
I don't know about more. I mean, nearly every artist that I know, definitely in LA, has their fingers in some kind of school music program, exactly for that reason. Matt
Mhm.
Sorum had Adopt the Arts as a charity, which was actually taking musical instruments into schools. It's so important. So, you know, my friends and my peers and my co-musicians in LA are all about school programs.
I think it's fantastic because I think it might help the kids realize their passion for the music and the whole process of making it.
Yeah, definitely the girls in this choir were very excited to be a part of this song. Yeah.
That's so good. I love it. I kind of wish there was just a little bit more of them in the song, but it's still really, really good. It's a
Yeah,
beautiful song.
there was more. They sang on every chorus, but you have to make decisions when you're mixing, and the way that worked is there's so much going on. There's a
Yeah,
lot going on, and you have to build a song. So the choir became the thing that we bring in at the end, icing on the cake, and
yeah,
I think they sound fantastic at the end
yeah.
of it.
It's so wonderful. But since you do have just a little bit of time left, so let's talk about this album that you're getting ready, or maybe you've already put it out now, the deluxe digital edition of the Morrison Project.
Yeah.
This is the only album that you'll be able to find Gods of Rock and Roll on. Is that correct?
That is correct. So
All
the
right.
original album was released last year, and that was 12
Mhm.
songs. And the great thing is you don't do a deluxe edition of an album that was a failure. So first of all, what that means for me is the original album was a success, clearly because the record label wanted to do a deluxe edition.
Right.
And that becomes fun for me because now I can do a second it on vinyl. It's now a double album. There's the
Mhm.
second disc, 6 extra tracks, and I can do remixes, and I can put songs that didn't make the first 12. Gods of Rock and Roll is the single from this deluxe edition. There's the Cypress Hill track. There's a bunch of remixes. There's the demo of Crack Cocaine. It's the fun edition of what I released last year.
I love that. Where you can take all the bits and pieces that didn't make it, that are on the cutting room floor, basically, and then just
Yeah.
make a whole new album with it.
Yeah,
That is
it's fun.
fantastic. And that album is out now. Is that correct?
It is.
Or-
March 7th is the vinyl date, but digitally it's out now. You can buy it on all the streaming platforms. And Gods of Rock and Roll is obviously out because it's in the charts somewhere. I don't know what's going on
Yeah,
there.
we've been spinning it, and it's been getting a lot of
Thank
good
you so much.
reception.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, and everybody who loves Ozzy, of course, is going to love anything that Ozzy does. So.
Yeah. And this is a particularly good Aussie song.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So where can people get this new album, the vinyl?
Oh my God, anywhere.
Everywhere.
I mean, when we say available everywhere, seriously, Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, Apple, Deezer, mum and pop record stores, hard disk vinyl, Target, Walmart. We're everywhere. We're everywhere.
All right. Well, you do have just a few minutes left. Is there anything you want to say to the people of Springfield?
I have no idea where we are playing this year, but I know we're playing everywhere. So hopefully you will get a chance to come and see Billy Idol and myself whenever we play near Springfield. I don't know where that is, but I'm sure you guys are clever. You can figure it out.
Yeah, we have like a 4-hour radius to all the bigger cities. So
Right.
somebody else.
I guarantee we're playing somewhere big near you.
Yeah, well, I will definitely check that out, and I would love to come see you when I can. So thank you so much, Billy Morrison, for hanging out with me today. I know your time is precious, so I'm going to go ahead and let you go.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks again so much. Bye.